Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Angela here, and let's all give someone a round of applause. Come on, get up. She's finally done it. After scheming and crawling for years, Meghan Markle has finally done it. She finally attended a relevant Hollywood event and walked the red carpet. Her biggest dream come true. She spent nearly 4 years after departing from the royal family alongside professional liar Prince Harry, trying to convince everyone that they left for security and privacy and they just want to be humble philanthropists. But many people called this out. It was all about the Hollywood dream. Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe for more Harry and Meghan videos. We have a huge playlist filled with tea-spilling videos, as well as a separate playlist recapping and exposing their lies on the Netflix soap opera. Check out our blog, scandalous.media, for the most scandalous celebrity tea, and follow us on our social media. And without further ado, let's talk about Meghan's dream come true, the event itself, getting pushed off the red carpet, and what this means for Harry and Meghan's fraud of a brand. Before we talk about Meghan and the secondhand embarrassment we got from her on the red carpet, we here at Scandalous Media don't want to deal with any sort of embarrassing or dangerous internet leaks, so we choose to protect our privacy and security by using Atlas VPN. Thank you to Atlas VPN for sponsoring this video. Atlas VPN allows you to hide your public IP address, block ads and malware, and keep your Google searches private without having your activity tracked, which is helpful to avoid sneaky price increases around the holidays when booking hotels and flights. Atlas VPN is running its biggest discount yet as part of their Black Friday deal, which means you can get a 3-year subscription for just $1.70 per month, plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee using my link in the description or by scanning my QR code right here. This is the most affordable deal on the market. You guys know I love using Atlas VPN because I've personally dealt with crazy fans who try to hack or dox you for having a different opinion, but Atlas VPN protects you from that by blocking malicious links and notifying you when someone is trying to steal your data. It takes a few minutes to set up, pick the country of your choice, connect, and you have an internet bodyguard protecting you online. You can also use a single subscription for an unlimited number of devices, and it also allows you to unlock your favorite content from all over the world, which is how I watch my favorite shows on Netflix. This is a limited time offer, so be sure to grab their Black Friday special discount before it ends. It's the most affordable deal for a 3-year subscription for just $1.70 per month, plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee using my link in the description box or by scanning my QR code. Thank you to Atlas VPN for sponsoring this video. The event. Meghan Markle attended Variety's The Power of Women event in Los Angeles on Thursday, November 16th. If you guys recall, Variety magazine is who Meghan did a photo shoot with following the Queen's passing, where they used the Queen for clickbait, titling the article, "Meghan Markle Lets Her Guard Down, on Grieving Queen Elizabeth, Producing with Harry, and Returning to Hollywood." The first line of the article is, "The Duchess of Sussex is in mourning," but we'll get back to that. Yeah. She grieved Queen Elizabeth the same way she grieved Prince Philip, by sitting in front of a camera talking about the royal family and emphasizing how she's a victim. Variety was also responsible for trying to rebrand Meghan from the cold-hearted vibes everyone got from the Cut interview, the same interview rumored to have reportedly gotten writer Alison P. Davis fired for making Meghan look bad by simply quoting Meghan. To this warm and friendly Meghan, a mom who allegedly cooks and allegedly hangs out with her kids.
And I love to cook. I don't know if a lot of people know that, maybe they do, but I also make a really solid bolognese sauce. Part of what I find a lot of strength or faith in is looking at my kids. I know it sounds so cheesy, but my God.
And ever since Meghan signed with the talent agency WME and they referred to Archewell as Archewell, Meghan and Harry's content creation label, as opposed to Archewell's original branding that they are an impact-driven global nonprofit that puts compassion into
action, uplifting and united communities locally and globally,
everyone has the idea that Meghan has been trying to return to Hollywood. And saying return is quite controversial here because she was never really there to begin with. Meghan does a lot of yapping about how she was this big established celebrity before marrying a prince, but unless you were some die-hard Suits fan, you did not know who she was. And I say this confidently, considering I've run a celebrity gossip blog for over 10 years, so if you're anyone in the industry, I should know who you are so I can write about you. And quite frankly, I never heard of Meghan until the royal wedding, and I don't even recall the engagement if I'm being honest. Let's talk about her outfit. Meghan wore this long beige dress
Beige.
with slits across each side, A lot of people didn't like the look because the dress itself didn't look flattering, and to be honest, this look is underwhelming. Meghan is going to find herself having a hard time fitting in with Hollywood, aside from the fact that her entire brand is problematic, but also because she's not with the times. She thinks that because once upon a time she used to do Duchess things and have people curtsy to her, this same respect and awe is going to be given in Hollywood. And that is just not the case. So if you consistently serve boring looks that you've already worn a version of, no one is going to talk about it. It was just an awkward dress that drooped over her body, showed the whites of the dress as she posed, and the fact that her poses were also awkward and it looked like we caught her mid-sentence several times, it didn't help. It was definitely underwhelming, and it makes me feel like Meghan is trying to have that elegant royal style at these events while we have pop artists like Dua Lipa and Billie Eilish wearing what fits their brand and aesthetic. But what she's not realizing is that that's not her job anymore. But of course, nothing is funnier than Meghan continuing the saga of her boring neutral color palette, the same palette she tried to tell us on Netflix that she solely wore out of her charitable heart so that she could blend in and give the royal family the shine that she so effortlessly steals.
I rarely wore color. There was thought in that.
Thank you so much for your service.
So I wore a lot of muted tones, but it also was so I could just blend in.
If that isn't the Meghan way. Doing things the Meghan way means blaming something that you would naturally do on someone else in order to make yourself look like a victim. Throughout the event, she had her personal security walking around with her. She had 2 guards, one in the front and one in the back. At an event with real A-listers and security at the event. Like, how important do you think you are? They did the same thing at the Kevin Costner fundraiser where Harry and Meghan were more embarrassing than they've ever been before. I did a whole video on that. It's just funny to see them prance around with security acting like they're so important and so VIP that even their security has to be with them at all times when celebrities are running around chilling throughout the event. That's another thing that's gonna make Hollywood give you the side eye. Move it along. A funny moment caught on camera is when it seemed like she was being told to move it along on the carpet because she's holding up the line, and she tries to play it off like she was told a compliment or someone is joking with her. When really, it seems like she's being told, move it along lady, you're holding up the line.
Meghan, darling, Meghan, darling. I'll get one more stop right here. Meghan, one more single.
Please, can we look at this interaction? The woman whose clearly job is to make everything move in a timely manner is motioning for her to go, and Meghan just like talking to herself, almost like, oh no thank you, like I'm good. That's literally what seems like is happening here. And this woman is literally someone who was working that night with Meghan, and her job is to get through the red carpet and through the event in a timely manner. She tries to move her along here as well during this interview as they were leaving the red carpet, but Meghan is of course boasting in every ounce of attention she can grab. It's not like she's used to it. I've never seen celebrities on a red carpet be moved along by their assistants and still try to talk to every single reporter who's there for a story. It's only the ones who aren't used to this type of treatment that act like this. To them, the reporters are like free candy for a child. Look at her big aggressive smile as the woman is trying to move her along. She continues posing and being in her own little bubble, you know, the same bubble where she's talking to herself like we saw at the Invictus Games. And here you can see her try to pose, and then it seems like she's about to say thank you here to the paparazzi whose job is to take pictures of her. And the thing about Meghan is that she can never hide when she's so excited to be at some place. She can never pretend that she doesn't care about the lights, camera, action. Her thirst for it is too strong. That's one of the main reasons why no one believed her and Harry's fake car chase story in New York. She tried to claim that she was fearing for her life with the paparazzi, meanwhile all the footage we've seen is Meghan about to bow down to the paparazzi because of how happy she was that they were taking photos of her. She's never chill about getting attention. The smile and beady eyes are plastered right on her face, and listen, it's cool, bask in the attention sun all you want, but don't pretend that's the last thing you want. The interviews. Walking the red carpet, Meghan said that she was thrilled to have returned to her on-screen roots, where she and Prince Harry hope to position themselves as Hollywood power producers, saying that they have so many exciting things on the slate. This reminds me of Harry in New York when he said that not only does he work within these social media companies, but he designs them.
As someone who works within those companies, as someone who designs them especially.
The way they flat out lie is something I'll never understand. Meghan saying that they have so many exciting things coming is definitely giving Spotify tease, where they kept talking about all these projects they have coming, only to be dropped by Spotify for literally scamming them out of millions for a sad, 12 boring episodes that no one remembers? Speaking of something that no one remembers, let's talk about the kids that people don't believe exist. If you guys have been following up with my Meghan and Harry content, you know that they have been ditching the kids for multiple weeks at a time, while also talking about how everything they do revolves around the kids. This is more so about Meghan than Harry. Get this, Meghan was asked by a reporter about her favorite holiday tradition.
Do you have a favorite holiday tradition?
And she replied with the most surface level generic response that sounded like she picked it up from a PR packet. She said,
"It's a great question. Oh, we're creating now that our little ones are little and enjoying every moment of it."
Huh? You're asked your favorite holiday tradition, and you answer by saying, "Yeah, our little ones are little and we're enjoying that?" If you recall, that's the same line she says whenever she's asked about her kids. At the Invictus Games,
So I just had to spend a little bit more time getting our little ones settled at home. Milkshakes and school drop off.
and at the New York City Mental Health Pop-Up.
Being a mom is the most important thing in my entire life. That our children are at an age, again, quite young, so this isn't.
It's just very generic and sounds like she doesn't hang out with the kids, and maybe we should ask the nanny. And the fact that she was caught off guard by a very simple question is very telling. She was then asked about how important it was for her to be here, and she replied saying,
"How important to be here this evening for you?"
Oh gosh, I'm just so proud to be able to support the women that are here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here last year, but it's really special, so happy to be in such a good community.
Everything about her demeanor when being interviewed is contrived and very rehearsed. Notice how she made sure to mention that, unfortunately, she wasn't able to attend last year.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here last year.
As if she was invited. I'm joking. But I mean, these events are open to celebrities with connections. As I stated at the beginning of the video, Variety was one of the main outlets responsible for her rebrand. Meghan was also set to be honored in the 2022 class of Variety's Power of Women, celebrating notable achievements in entertainment and media by women throughout the year.
I don't know what the that was.
I'll give you 10 seconds to think about at least one notable achievement Meghan did last year, or even this year, or the year before that. I'll wait. The only notable thing was getting dropped by Spotify for scamming them. That's something we see a lot with Meghan. She fakes importance by faking being busy. It's similar to all those paid PR articles we see around Oscar season, pretending that both she and Harry are being asked to present an award, but they're just so busy, even though they're probably the freest people in Hollywood. Speaking of the Oscars, here she is posing with Janet Yang, the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, aka the organization that runs the Oscars. As I've been saying, Meghan has been trying to get into these Hollywood events for as long as she can remember because she needs to make connections. Here she is posing with Perlina Ikbakwi, chairman of Universal Studio Group. She has no real credentials besides the scam that is Archwell that hasn't produced anything successful or worthwhile. The media doesn't even know what to write for her in an article talking about the event. We see that they talk about the honorees of the night, and then they just include Meghan walking the red carpet amongst others. And if this all has not been proof that Meghan has no credentials besides scamming a prince and isolating him from his family, when she was asked about her work, she was asked about Suits, a cable TV show from years ago that saw a resurgence in views because it was put on Netflix.
We're so thrilled because this is a night that is about supporting women and the idea that it's important to do so, especially in the entertainment industry. Why has that been so important?
Rehearsed Central. Meghan's demeanor is very interesting, and maybe you'll think I'm reading too much into it if you're not down with body language and psychology, but as I said before, everything she says and does is on par with the celebrities that I've spoken about for years, who are not that authentic and are simply just media trained. But in the case of Meghan, it comes off more as contrived. During this interview, you can see her intensely looking at the interviewer, trying to make eye contact. Again, with Meghan's weird stares that we are used to seeing on this channel. Even her smile is giving this emoji. And she couldn't even wait to have the mic pointed to her to respond as she's talking as the interviewer is speaking.
have you here because you honorees, you are one of our alumni, and entertainment industry. Why has that phenomenon yet again on Netflix? 40 go. That is the number. Who's counting? But
even while she is waiting for the interviewer to finish her questions, you can see her demeanor just looks uninterested, or as someone who can't wait to speak. With Meghan, it often seems like she doesn't listen to speak, but she's waiting to speak and say her rehearsed phrases. Speaking of her rehearsed phrases, let's talk about oh gosh. Every time she does speak, she starts it with oh gosh, like trying to play off admiration as being humble and oh, you didn't have to. She says it here.
And to give that support back.
Oh gosh, I mean...
And she says it again when she was asked about how important it was for her to be at the event.
How important to be here this evening for you.
Oh gosh, I'm just so...
And then when asked about how excited she is to be at the event, she says the same thing.
How excited are you to be here tonight?
Oh gosh, it's so great.
I mean, the phrase and the head movements are literally the same. It's all rehearsed and contrived. It's like she's on autopilot. And then she tries to play it off like she didn't know Suits was getting views on Netflix. She's like, is that right? And she laughs it off like she didn't know.
But I will say, I'm sure you've probably noticed that a certain show, Suits, has become a phenomenon yet again on Netflix. 45 billion minutes have been watched. Is that right? 45 billion as of this week. We just found out 24 minutes ago that is the number. Who's counting? But literally, who's counting?
And as someone who practically studied celebrities and how they get media trained, I can tell you for a fact that Meghan knows exactly what's up with her only credit and how many views it's getting. Considering she's someone that doesn't have many credits, she's holding on to the one that she does have, but with that tight forced smile we see here, it's hard to believe otherwise. The future of Harry and Meghan's brand. Meghan and Harry's brand has suffered a lot of damage due to not delivering anything worthwhile. Putting all their energy on hating the royal family publicly, still currently feuding with King Charles as I exposed in my last video, and being constantly talked about for lying so much. So what does this mean for them? Well, consistent with the information that I have been saying about these two, Meghan is trying to rebrand away from Harry. She wants to shine on herself, and with Harry involved, they'll always be forced to do something that's on par with royal visits, such as all the philanthropic work. We see that they're always trying to find the equivalence of something that Princess Catherine and Prince William do. But with Harry out of the picture, it opens Meghan up to the Hollywood dreams she never accomplished, such as being a big-name actress or a big name in general. This next year will be very telling for the disastrous duo as more reports emerge of Harry living separately in hotels and Meghan trying to break into Hollywood. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about Meghan at the event and about what's next in store for Harry and Meghan. There's only so much of their story they can tell. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos each week, follow us on our social media, and as always, I'll see you next time.